There will not be a school resource officer in Oregon when students start school again on September 1st. And now we're hearing from the district superintendent on what they plan to do instead. So the Village of Oregon Police Department says talks about an SRO agreement with the Oregon School District have stalled, adding that there were 2 investigations of inappropriate behavior between staff and students at Oregon High School this past year. Police saying in one case there was a delay in reporting and a lack of cooperation from some school officials. So that led to missed opportunities during the investigation. The cases were not related to the SRO deal, but led to conversations about the need for a more formal agreement between police and the district. Those talks have not moved forward. Well, in lieu of an SRO, Superintendent Dr. Shannon Anderson says they have hired a retired law enforcement officer to serve in a school security role while negotiations continue, adding, quote, "Student and staff safety remains our highest priority, and we are confident in the measures we have in place for the start of the school year. In addition, we are confident that the Oregon Police Department will respond to any concerns or emergencies just as they always have," end quote.